So question number 1. In a macroeconomic factor model, the surprise in a factor, question number 1. Last year, the return on Harry Company stock was 5%. The portion of the return on the stock not explained by a two-factor macroeconomic factor model was 3%. Using the data given below, calculate Harry Company's stocks expected return. Macroeconomic factor model for Harry Company stocks, two variables are given: changes in interest rate and growth in GDP. Actual value in percentage and expected value in percentage is given, and stocks factor sensitivity is also given, and we need to find out expected return for this particular stock. Okay, so how to calculate? First we need to write the macroeconomic factor model. So macroeconomic factor model will be like this. I have changed here little nomenclature. Maybe you may not find the same in your lecture slide. Only the names may be little different. Okay, just to make it easy, I have little changed. RP means return on portfolio. Even if you are having only one stock, consider it as a portfolio, so that every time we will have only one term, RP. RP means return on portfolio. Is it clear? ERP, always we are considering it ideal expected rate of return on portfolio. Okay. BP means again B for beta. Beta of your portfolio, and 1 means for factor number 1, risk factor number 1, because each risk factor will have a different beta value. Beta is what? Beta is a sensitivity measure. How sensitized we are with respect to weather. For example, everyone is having different sensitivity with respect to weather. Somebody may not feel cold, somebody may feel very much cold, like that. So we can measure it. Is it clear? Then F means here surprise or shock. What does it mean by F here? First I will write it here: sensitivity measure or sensitivity factor, and F means surprise or shock. How to calculate surprise or shock? Actual minus expected. Surprise or shock means the change in the value which was expected with the actual, and you are considering only macroeconomic factors. For example, GDP, inflation, unemployment, interest rate changes. These kind of factors you are going to consider here in this model, because the name of the model itself saying macroeconomic factor model. So you will consider only macro issues, macro problems. Is it clear? So Suppose in the question, if you look, changes in interest rate, it was expected 0%. Means people were expecting that there will be no change in interest rate. And suddenly what happened? There was actually change in interest rate by 2%. Okay? So we have to consider the difference of actual minus expected here. So that is 2%. Huh? Don't forget to write percent. And the sensitivity measure for this changes in interest rate given in the question, minus 1.5%. Not percent, only write minus 1.5, absolute value. Okay? Look at the last column. It is clearly mentioned over there. Okay? And second thing, surprise or shock for GDP. The second element given here is growth in GDP. Initially, it was expected that the growth will be there in GDP by 4%. But actually, it happened only 1%. Okay? So, what we need to write it here? This is surprise or shock number 2, GDP. Okay? So, again check A minus E, actual minus expected. Actual is 1, expected was 4. So, here you need to write minus 3%. Is it clear? And sensitivity measure for GDP is given 2. So now you have everything with you. You just need to put it in formula. What else is given? This RP, last year return is given 5%. ERP, they are asking, it's not given, they are asking to calculate. Here I will put minus 1.5, then multiplied by this 2%, then plus another beta value is 2 multiplied by minus 3%. Okay? So once you calculate it, you will have your answer ERP 11%. So this model states that your ideal expected rate of return is at your place, that is okay. This 11% is without considering GDP and without considering changes in interest rate factor. When market considers all those factors, look at here, this is ideal expected rate of return 11%, but the portfolio generated only 5% return actually. Why? Because market adjusted two macroeconomic factors, GDP and changes in interest rate, and that is why returns are less. You expect 11%, market gives only 5% because they adjusted with the risk factors. Is it clear? Okay? Any doubt? So until now we have discussed 3 models. CAPM just for comparative study purpose, and then second one is APT, arbitrage pricing theory, and third one is here macroeconomic model. Okay? If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, let's continue. Question number 2.
3%.